Yeah, sure. Sure. Oh my gosh, it's not on there.
I don't even know what enchilada is.
Okay, sorry. I'm actually started, so I've got to go, but I did have it all up on the screen, but I must have done it too early. So it went off. So that's a huge bummer. Anyway, hi, I am Julie, and I am at Cornerstone Village, Bethesda Cornerstone Village, which is now called Abelite Cornerstone Village. We just changed our name. And I am in Victoria, Minnesota, and we are a 55 plus apartments, and we have some townhomes. And oh, Carol, you just. I just was excited to see you. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so what we do is we have activities here. We have a lot of activities. And one of our activities is I do this cooking show. And I have been out for quite a while and I'm back and I'm excited to be back. We've been closed down for a couple months, right? Which has been horrible. But we're open up again and spring is coming. The sun is out. So everything just feels like it's back to normal. At least I think so. And that means that I'm doing my cooking show. So today we are doing the easiest chicken enchilada recipe that I've ever heard of. I mean, this is so easy. And I make it even easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through my recipe. This is my recipe. It's super old, you can see, and very used. But then I'm going to tell you how I make it. So there's quite a little bit different. For one example, if there's only 2 cups of cheese in here. That is not enough at all. So I have a big family, and everybody in my family actually likes this dish. I have some picky eaters, and so this is an easy thing for me to make for them. Um, and I can kind of explain how I do that for them as well. But I need to make a lot. So I make mine quite a bit bigger. So you usually use a glass like 9 by 13 pan, and I get one of these Mac Daddy pans that I'm going to use. I actually have a big one at home, but here we don't. So I thought I would buy one of those. But what this calls for is cooked chicken. So you boil 4 breasts of chicken and then cut it into pieces. The other thing is 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese and 1 cup of mild cheddar grated and mixed. 1 cup of sour cream, 1 can of cream chicken soup, and a small can of green chili peppers that are chopped. And then flour tortillas. They say 3 to 4. You bake that covered for a half an hour, 325. That is another thing that is false. That does it always takes more. As a matter of fact, I'm going to check mine real quick. I think that's almost done. I'm going to just turn it off. Okay, so it never, Mom, if you're watching, it has never taken only a half an hour. So takes longer, but I just watch it. Okay, so I'm going to get started and kind of tell you how I do this and how I make it even easier. So the best thing ever is a couple of years ago at least, well, and maybe it's been longer. If you know that, that's great. But for me, I discovered a couple of years ago the rotisserie chicken chopped. It's in a little Tupperware at every grocery store, and I heard they have a big one at Costco, and you can freeze it. That's good. You told me that, so that's good. But this is such a time saver. I used to boil my own chicken. Now I don't have to. I use this in salads, and who doesn't love the rotisserie chicken? It's so good. So that is one thing I use to make this easy. So what I do is I just pile everything into a bowl, not the cheese or the tortillas, but the chicken and all the sauce stuff, stir it up, and that's almost it. And then all you have to do is put it together. How easy is that? So the first thing I'm going to do is take the chicken. Now, sometimes there's huge pieces in there like this. So I like to chop it up. So I'm going to move my camera so you guys can watch. Even though it's not on the TV screen, right? That's so annoying. But on here. It's actually hard to get it on the YouTube channel. It's really annoying. So next time I will learn to do it right before the thing. Anyway, I just kind of, what I was doing earlier, take half of it, chop it up. It's already cooked, so it's almost like it just needs to be shredded. And I just kind of chop it into little pieces so they're not so big. You don't want a huge chunk because then it doesn't cut easily when you're done. But you see how I just chopped that all up? Throw that in my bowl. Now this asked for 4 chicken breasts. This is way more. I know this is way more. It's got to be like 8. This is probably 6 cups at least. And with this recipe, it's one of those recipes that you can put together yourself. Ooh, not like that. You know, kind of eye it. Just make sure that the sauce, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, is half and half. So there we go. Chicken, easy, already done. Okay. Oh, no, see, I don't like those little red pieces, so I pull them out. Then my husband eats them. That's gross. Okay, done. Then it asks for 1 cup of sour cream. Again, I add a little bit more. So I probably do almost 2. This is 2. I'm going to do the whole thing because it doesn't matter. It's just creamier, right? 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And that adds the flavor. Ooh, I need another spoon. So the cream of chicken soup goes in the bowl. And then this next part is optional. It kind of depends on who you're cooking for. For sometimes, you know, those meal trains that you can do for people. This is something that's really good for the meal trains. But I always ask if they have picky eaters, like if they have kids that are picky eaters, then this is probably something you don't want to add because they don't like the green chilies. But this is what gives it such good flavor. You can get the spicy as well so that it's spicier for you, which I like, but not everybody likes. You can add more if you want. Like I would actually probably like to add 2 of these in there. I know I always add extra. Well, that's what makes it better, right? Yeah. So they make fun of me. That's okay. And then here you go. How you stir it up.
Green stuff made it up bad.
No, it didn't. Are you a picky eater?
Huh?
Are you a picky eater?
No.
Oh, then that's what makes this good. My son is a super picky eater. My youngest son, like he eats a lot of bologna sandwiches or ham sandwiches when I make dinners, but he actually likes this. So this is actually one of the meals that I can make that everybody likes. I don't have a lot of those. And I also make such a big one because I like to have leftovers for my family. So there we go. So that's all put together. How easy. Now we get to put it together. And the thing I like about this one is, actually I'm going to use these first. You don't have to, you know, a lot of times with chicken enchiladas or beef enchiladas, you put the stuff in here and then you roll it up. You don't have to do that here. This is, you just layer it almost like, kind of like a lasagna. So I will put this here so you can see. And I am going to spray it. Just a little spray. And then you just layer the tortillas in there. It's okay if it overlaps a little. And then I'll cut. And it doesn't have to be like super perfect. So I'll do one there. And I'll do another one there. You see how that is?
I like it perfect.
Just, well, it's not going to be perfect for you. That's not how I do things. You should know that. Okay, half of this. So I just kind of put a line down the middle. And you put half. Clump it in. And then you're going to spread it around. So you spread it on. And you want to make sure to get it in the corners, obviously, because people want every bite. And I mean, with all the chicken that's in there, this is such a filling meal. And if I do it with a meal train, what I do is I add like a little basket with the chicken enchilada, tell them how to bake it, and then put some chips and salsa in the basket. So that's kind of a cute thing. And it's not lasagna. Everybody always makes lasagna. So there we go. Okay, now for the best part is the cheese. I personally believe that there should be lots of cheese in here. So I put cheese that covers the whole thing. I don't know how possibly a cup of cheese can fill that. That's ridiculous. So, and I know, I actually am trying not to eat dairy, but it's impossible. And dairy-free cheese isn't really the best at melting. Doesn't melt very good. So there, see how it's covered to the end? See? That's one layer. Now we go and do the other layer. Do the exact same thing. More of these. I just cut them in half. That's because then you have a straight edge at the end, and then you just put that down there again. And cover. Let's see how this do. I don't mind if it goes over it a little bit, but I don't want to do too much because I don't like too much of the tortilla, but it's okay that it overlaps a little bit. There. Here we got our second, what is it called? Layer. Now the rest of the chicken. And when I made one earlier so that you could see it done. That's very important. And so everybody could eat some. This took over an hour to bake. So it takes like 20 minutes to put together, even less if you're not talking maybe, but it was over an hour to bake. But it's because it's so thick. Okay. So we're almost done here. And then another big pile of cheese. Then you cover it with foil and you bake it. And like I said, you guys do not have to put as much cheese. You can add your own thing. I'm very always supportive of people adding, what they like in theirs. I think my mom has added black olives before. I think like a can of Rotel tomatoes drained would be good too. Or diced tomatoes if you like that. All that would be really good. So there we go. This is it. I mean, this is heavy. But doesn't that look good, you guys? Okay, so now you get to see what it looks like done. See how fast was that? I keep making fast things and then my show's not very long. But okay. There it is, done. So now I will cut a piece. And I would always let it sit for 10 minutes or so, just so that it doesn't get so runny. But my mom and I have talked, every time we make this, it's runny. There's just no way around it. And then I serve this with red salsa. That's what I like. But there, look at that. And that's what it looks like. Then I put red salsa on, but I think also green salsa always goes well with chicken recipes. And I like a lot of salsa, but I won't show you that. But anyway, here we go. Get some cheese in there, obviously. And you can hardly see the green in there, see? So you can kind of trick somebody like Ted, who doesn't want the green in there. Okay, I'm gonna push it up. Everybody always likes to see me eat it. It's so good. I love it. Well, and that's why I make it, because I love it. And it's my family, one of my family recipes. All right. Well, thank you for joining, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll be back in a couple weeks. All right. Bye.
Good job.
Thank you.